guys, welcome to another Trail Hunter video. It is a lovely Saturday here in southern Utah and I am working on Hunter today. So I took him out on the dunes probably about last week, and when I loaded him up on the bus, I noticed that he was dripping some fluid like crazy. Insert clip here. Well, that's not good. Oh, definitely broke something on the dunes today. My guess is power steering. Yeah. Yum. Joy. Add it to the list. So my first thought was power steering fluid. I think he's leaking power steering fluid because is coming from the reservoir up there. It's either power steering or brake fluid. And then I went camping down at Sand Hollow and I ran into this really cool guy. Started talking with him, got to know him a little bit, and he was like, hey, let me take a look at your Jeep because it's broken, right? So he took a look at the Jeep. He literally tasted the fluid, like licked it, tasted it, and said, oh yeah, that's brake fluid. I'm like, okay, cool. So a brake line needs to be fixed. So I'm gonna get underneath there and see what's going on, get it fixed so I can go wheeling with my friend Maddie who's in town. Also, look at my tire. When I loaded it up here, I didn't want to back it down in case it was brake fluid. And so it's at an angle and I think it's just pushing air out or something at this point. That one too is just a little bit lonely over here. It sucks working under here on top of the bus, I will admit. All right, so you can see some drips here. So basically it's been dripping all the way down. You can see a massive puddle here, up here, everything's all wet, but my brake lines look fine. I don't see anything wrong with my brake lines. Even up here, they look fine. And I've noticed that the oil that's dripping is coming up higher from the brake lines. So I think it's safe to say it's not brake fluid. So when we look up here, I'm trying my darndest to get this a good shot for you guys. So if we look up here, my PSC reservoir is right there. And so you can see it's still wet right here. And it's coming from these two tubes right here that are connected to my PSC. And so I think I might have cracked one of these tubes. How do I get up there is the question. Yep, see it just dripped. So that's where it's coming from. Either something is loose or I broke it. Oh. Honestly, I think it might just be cracked. So now that I know it's not brake fluid, I'm gonna pull the Jeep down off the bus because working under here sucks. So I got the Jeep off the bus to work on it and it's leaking like mad. But you can see it's not coming from my brake lines. It's coming from PSC. So I'm pretty sure, oh, I can see it. I can see it. So the problem with getting to that line is it's right behind my tower here. My tower is welded on. So the only way I can get to that line is if I take all my shocks off and then I pull off this back piece that's here. Or taking the battery and the box out would probably be the easiest thing to do instead of having to mess with all of this and re-put it back. So that's what I'm gonna be working on today, taking the freaking battery out and being able to have access to that line so I can figure out what the heck's going on. I'm thankful it's not brakes, although brakes might have been a little bit easier. This will be a cheaper fix, but I think it's just gonna take a little bit longer, so yeah. All right, you guys, it is the next day. Yesterday, I got the battery out and the fuse panel kind of just hanging here. I cannot reach the line that's leaking. I can reach one end of it to maybe splice it. I cannot reach the other end without taking all of my shocks off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to try and splice the line where it must have just got pinched. The cut in it is only like that big. And so if I can splice it to fix the line, I can reach it and do that. It's just gonna be a temporary fix. I have friends coming into town that wanna go wheeling, and family that is coming in town that wanna go wheeling. And so I'm just gonna fix it temporarily so I can put everything back in and wheel. Yesterday, I got really frustrated with the Jeep. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I need to have a break. I took the Sable for a little drivey drive, doing a little corner, and my tire decided it was gonna leave the chat. So I'm not exactly sure what happened or how this happened. So now I need to take the rim off and replace the tire. Got to get that off, get that replaced. Then I got to go to the store to get the repair kit for the Jeep. Also went to Harbor Freight and got some stuff I probably didn't need. Some lug nuts, because the old lug nuts were just broken and nasty. So I'm gonna go ahead and just throw these tires on real quick, and then I'm gonna take it for a spin, make sure everything still sounds pretty good. And then we'll work on that bad boy. All right, Hunter, it's your turn, bad boy. Let's do this. All right, we got that line all fixed up in there.